Welcome back to What the Devil, episode 4. We're joined again by Flex, and today one of our United District writers in Yusuf. Welcome, first time on the pod.
Nice to be here, thank you for having me.
Come on, Yusuf, he's in the building. I'll tell you what, the UD community is massive. That's what we have to do. The United District, you've got a lot of people involved, man.
There's a lot, then we've got 5-6 people now kind of regularly doing stuff. It's good fun.
That's good.
And United, not just 5-6 people, they have £1.2 billion worth of players apparently, with a new UEFA report coming out Thursday morning saying that Manchester United broke the record for the most expensive squad of all time last season. Now last season the club finished third in the Premier League, lost the FA Cup final, won the Carabao Cup, and £1.2 billion is a lot of money. It wasn't worth it. It's just not worth it, is it?
Yeah, but what is that on this squad?
So every player in the squad, the total transfer values totals to £1.2 billion, which is more than any other squad has ever
Out of the squad, so this whole squad of players that we currently have on our roster, it's not since Sir Alex left.
No,
it's the squad that is actually now.
It's the squad from last season. So the 2022-2023 squad, according to this UEFA report, was 1.2 billion. So that doesn't even include what we spent on Højlund, Mount, Onana and stuff.
Yeah, and obviously we didn't sell very well in the summer, did we? It was only Fred.
Can say that about every summer.
Every summer, yeah. It's something that actually isn't surprising, which is actually probably more disgusting, really. The fact that we can hear that stat or be told that by UEFA and be like, yeah, I think we probably would have. Because we've just been so disgraceful of how we've spent money, on and off the pitch. If you look at the transfer fees that we've paid for players, and then not just the transfer fees, but the wages that have come with them players, the total package of players is just so inflated for what we want, what they need to be, and then that obviously has the big knock-on effect of we can't sell them, and when you want to sell these players. Either Man United have to be paying out contracts because, who's going to make up the shortfall when clubs want to buy these players, or, like we say, we get player revolt where they go, I'm not fucking leaving. I'm just, no.
And then they run down their contracts.
Martial's a prime example.
And Paul Pogba from a few years ago.
Prime example. We're in a position with Raphael Varane. I love him. He's my favourite. But we put ourselves in a position where we can't offer him a new contract at that level, so it has to be less. Jadon Sancho, huge wages. It hasn't worked out. And it happens far too often at Man United. So I'm not surprised to see it, but it is disgusting. And that's why when we're talking about Ineos and we're talking about the decisions that are being made, that's at the top of the list, isn't it?
Yeah. United, it's only one of 4 squads in Europe that cost over $1 billion, with the others being City, Chelsea and Real Madrid. Chelsea obviously somehow doing even worse than us at the minute after spending, I don't know how this, I suppose, sorry, just thought train, how their 850 million they've spent, I think a lot of it doesn't count yet towards this. So next season, I think their squad, they're probably going to break that record. But then obviously Man City won the treble. Real Madrid are Real Madrid. They win everything most years, or at least something most years. So you can justify them spending £1 billion in their squad. And it's unjustifiable, I think.
But this is
spending so much money.
I mean, Yusuf, in terms of
absolute trash.
If Man United were winning, that wouldn't be at the forefront. Like I said, City squad, like I said, they've spent a lot of money, but it's like if you're not winning the trophies and you have what we have to show for it, it's a massive problem, bro.
Well, yes, that's the first thing. So when fans say stuff like United spent this much money and they complain about the Glazers, we've spent this much money and we've won nothing. That's exactly why we should complain about them, because they've been such bad owners. In terms of the stat, all right, gonna nerd out. I do an economics degree, all right, nerd out a bit. So
tell us, bro, I want you to bring that real economics insight. I want the numbers,
right.
Bro.
So the amount we've paid for this squad, right, bear in mind the transfer market massively inflated. So Roy Keane, for example, how much did we buy him for back in 1992? He wouldn't cost that much now. So what the value of a squad was then and what they are now can't be directly compared. Now, Kieran Maguire is a football finance expert. He has done studies on this. He's looked into how much they'd cost now, but there's just no way of truly knowing. So it is slightly skewed by the inflated market, but also there's United inflation where we decide, well, one club goes in for a player, all right, 50 million. United going for a player, all right, 100 million. And there's Anthony who I would pay 100 million to get rid of, but we paid 100 million to buy him.
Yeah, it is that, because I think that is the reason why we've got there, but also that's why we need people to say no, which, you know, moving forward with how we want to do things with the likes of a Dan Ashworth or the likes of Jean-Claude Blanc and Omar Barada, etc., who that you know, that Avengers hasn't even assembled yet, but when it does, that's exactly why we have to change, because every time Man United spend big on a player, let's be real,
It's almost always never worked.
It's actually, well, when have we spent big post Sir Alex and it's actually worked?
Short term,
Bruno?
argue Bruno.
And that was
big,
like,
really.
what wasn't that? It was like actually 47 or something million for him.
Yeah, I'd
50
say
million.
Martinez.
You know
We
what?
spent a lot on Martinez, didn't we? But then again, he's worked, but also he's actually not played for
No.
a lot. Not
But
necessarily
he's been
his fault.
amazing.
He's been,
Yeah.
but he has
But
been
that was
fantastic.
40 million. It's all right.
Yeah,
I mean, big, like, when we've gone into the 70s, the 80s, I mean,
Yeah.
Casemiro was, what, 70 to be fair?
65, 70 million.
It's
But then
like-
that's short term as well.
Short term.
He's
Hoyland's
had-
one for the future, so obviously it's really early. Mason Mount, the early signs haven't been good, but he's just been injured, and clearly this season's a write-off. Got to come back in next year.
I'm going to go ahead and say, Pogba, it wasn't what we hoped it would be, but he was still a world-class player for a very long time. So, not that it didn't work how we hoped, but I think when he gets grouped in this bracket, slightly unfair because he was great.
I don't think he was great for United, though.
I think
he was great everywhere else but.
I think he was individually. He had his moments, like within the context, he was great, but United was just such a dysfunctional.
How would
environment.
you rate Pogba, if you used to rate Pogba's transfer, so the 100 million, where he came in 16 and left, 2 years ago now?
Yeah.
Out of 10.
I'd give it like a 6. I'd say a 6 because obviously it didn't work out. He didn't become the player we'd hoped he would be, but then also, yeah, part of that his fault, part of it's United's fault, but also individually, like he was being played out of position and still our best player in a lot of games.
Yeah.
And then when he did play in his position, we all saw how good he was, and people would go and say, "Oh, but why doesn't he do this all the time?" Well, he doesn't do it all the time because we don't do this all the time. It's, you know, it's what you give to the club, but also what the club gives to you.
It definitely was a both thing. But just on the money that we paid for him versus what we
Got out
thought,
of
what
him.
we got out of it,
Yeah.
awful. Ended up letting him go for free as well. Even worse.
That's just really
Like,
bad.
so the economic side of it, like you're saying,
Yeah, it's not great.
just-
And on the economic side as well, it's not just the transfer fees. The wages are a massive problem. People talk about wages. Oh, good players.
They're
pay so much
They're a
money.
bigger problem than the transfer fees. The
100%
wages
because you can't get rid of him after that.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone here's read Stockonomics. I'm in the process of it, but wage bill is actually a better indicator of team success than your transfer spending. So if a team with the highest wage bill, you're looking at that, you're going to get a more accurate view of how good a team is than their transfer spending. Now our
we
wage
fail
bill,
we fail at that bit as well. Jesus
Exactly.
Christ.
Our wage bill is like the highest or one of the highest in the league, but it's just terrible. And it actually is because we give players big wages that they don't deserve. Other players lower down the chain start saying, well, now I want a raise. So Alexis Sanchez with 450k a week, David De Gea went and said, I want that much. But then lower down the chain, let's say, I don't know, Victor Lindelof, for example, says, right, I'm earning, I don't know, 80k. I now want 120k because, you know, they're getting these raises. I've been here. I deserve a raise. Why can't I get that? And then the club can't really say, no, we can't give you that because they've already put themselves in that position where they've given players these massive wages. So it's not just about the transfer fees, about the money we're giving them. It makes it so hard to shift.
And also, when you look at doing that, which this is what it tells us now, is the long-term damage that this does to the football club and the culture of it. You know, because you can't quickly undo it.
It's a toxic spiral.
That's the problem. It takes years to undo. And we're only getting to the process now where I think most recently, I think we've started to make some good decisions regarding contracts where you can see we want to pivot away from this. Not renewing Anthony Martial, not renewing Varane for different reasons. I don't mind if he stays, but saying we can't renew you on
Can't
these
do it on
these
wages,
terms.
250,
If you want to stay here, mate, you've got to take a pay cut. And if that means we lose a quality defender, then we need to go a different way to be able to, you know, get a younger player in who's going to fit into what we're going to do. Extending Victor Lindelof, extending Wan-Bissaka, extending Hannibal, then, you know, being able to sell these guys, that protecting ourselves a little bit better with transfers. Donny van der Beek, option to get a bit of money back for him. Alvaro Fernandez.
Yeah, and
I know a lot of us can
Hannibal's
scratch.
got one as well.
Hannibal's got one as
17
well. Even Isak, which we spoke about last week. So that we're starting to see the early bits. You know, Martial's going to go. I think Lindelof will probably go. Sancho's going to go.
Yeah.
You know,
Greenwood's going to go.
Greenwood's probably going to go unless there's a massive U-turn. I can't see it.
That won't happen.
I can't see that
I don't see it
happening.
happening.
And the fifth one is either someone like Casemiro. If the right money comes in, they'd say yes.
Yeah. Just the one more thing on the contracts as well. It's something you just reminded me of. This is Omar Barada. I was watching a clip from, I think it would have been the City Amazon thing they did a while ago. It's a footage of Tiki, I think that's how you say his name, and Barada talking about how a club can be sustainably successful. And Barada goes on to explain that for a club to be successful, a really good indicator of it is making sure that 55 to 65% of their wages is what their total their total revenue. The wages can only be 65 to 55% of their total revenue.
Not nearly all of it.
Yeah. And that's something that obviously he clearly really recognises, and coming in CEO, it'll be one of the first things that he will probably want to cut down. And the Athletic saying this morning that Barada has been influential in a couple of decisions already made, even though he's on gardening leave, stuck making potatoes.
Yeah. Which he definitely ain't just doing that.
I mean,
he's definitely on some sort of burner phone.
even like that Ratcliffe comment from 2019, we all know it because Fred held a crazy stray, but he was talking actually about the financial health of the club and why he wouldn't invest until they sort their business out, bad business, and the contract's a big part of that. So not even just Barada, Ratcliffe has probably done his research in depth, sees Barada actually understands this side of it, and that's probably why he's gone for Omar Barada and said, well, I want you, you understand how contracts work, and I want you to fix our situation. And I think in terms of it's a toxic spiral, but we have to break out, but we just have to take the hits a bit. I think take the hits, even buy out a few players' contracts. Say, right, you're not good enough. Off you go. And if we're going to go to clubs, and clubs are going to charge us huge money for players, huge markups. Say, well, we'll go somewhere else. Buy cheap players. Don't not buy quality. You buy quality always, but buy players who are good enough, but aren't going to stiff you financially. And maybe they're not immediately good, or maybe they don't immediately hit those world-class levels, but you give them a few years and suddenly you rebuild the culture over 2-3 years.
Everyone else does it, apart from us.
And I'm not saying we have to necessarily do what Arsenal did in that they finished 8th in a couple of years. This is not a stray. Arsenal fans, please don't attack me. We don't
we don't care what they do on here. They're going to do it anyway, bro. Don't come on here and apologise to any Arsenal fan ever again, bro. Don't worry about that. And I want them to win the league, by the way.
I'm just covering my tracks. But we don't have to do what they did necessarily, but we do just have to accept we can't cheat our way to the top.
Thanks.
Man City did, but now the Premier League runs them. 115 charges.
We can do it without breaking 115 rules. Next thing we want to play, blind rankings.
Come on.
So,
let's go.
Very, very quickly explaining. I'm going to read out 5 names, and after I read out each name, you've got to order them 1 to 5 without knowing what the next name is going to be.
Don't mess this up, bro.
And and at the end, we're going to figure out what your list is. It could be a correct list, and it could be an absolute stinker. So first list is going to genuinely just be rank them. So these are all United players, either ex or current. So hard. Got to rank them genuinely in terms of who is the best player.
Yeah, okay, cool.
So, first name, Carlos Tevez.
I think we should go quite low.
I want to say 4.
No,
even
no,
5.
no, because...
By the way, 1 is best, 5
That's
is
what I'm
worst.
saying.
Yeah,
because
bro,
we've got big... Look at this board behind you, bro. We've got some big players, bro.
If you want to go low, it's 4.
We've got to go low. I'm saying, because we've had a lot of good players. I'm saying like a 7.
It's out of 5.
Oh, I thought it was at 5.
It's only at 5?
It's out of 5.
Oh, it's only at 5.
Yeah,
oh, right. Sorry. That's why I was like, why is it so high? My bad. What did you say?
I reckon like a 4 or 5.
5.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, we're going to get better than Tevez.
Yeah.
So you think 5 Carlos Tevez?
Yeah, do not have some Eric Ten.
Next one, Bruno Fernandes.
It can only be a 4.
4. I reckon 4.
Yeah.
You're agreeing on 4?
Yeah.
So you got 5 Tevez, 4 Fernandes. Number 3, Wayne Rooney.
2. I'm going to say 2, just in case like a Ronaldo or a Charlton comes up.
Yeah. He's not great. He's ever goal scorer.
This next one's going to be definitive.
With 2. Yeah.
2.
Yeah. We need a big one, by the way.
Next one, David De Gea.
Oh God. I'm leaving.
Shit. Well, he has to go 3 now. He has to, because you can't go 1.
You can either put him 3 or 1.
Can't go 1. Has to be 3, bro.
Yeah, 3. Has to be 3.
You got David De Gea at number 3, which means your number 1.
Oh, we're going to get stiffed.
Paul Scholes.
Oh, no, that's fair.
Oh, that's not bad.
Number 1.
But that's not bad, but if we were going to redo that, you'd put Rooney top, Scholes second.
I would then
Tevez,
say
Bruno and De Gea.
I'd have gone with Bruno third.
Yeah,
but
Bruno third, Tevez, then De
Tevez and
Gea.
To be fair, all right.
But listen,
Yeah.
man.
He did have some good times for us, De
Listen.
Gea.
He won like 3 out of the... Do you know what? Tevez won Champions... Nah.
He was also on you alone, and he went to sea.
Yeah, he's a disgrace.
Oh, no, he's
Put
good.
him fifth
Yeah.
just because of that,
Six,
bro.
seven.
Yeah,
Out
exactly.
of
Yeah,
five, you
Bruno,
go
De
seven.
Yeah,
Gea.
can we do another one?
Right. Next one, fan favourites.
Oh.
So you got to rank them in terms of, you know,
Cult hero-ness.
just yeah.
Just how much
Okay.
fans love
And it's
him.
five
Vibe.
again.
No, 5 again.
Let's go,
First
bro.
one, Chicharito.
Oh, he's up there, bro.
He's up there. He's up there.
Fan favourite.
Did you see the recent thing about him moving back to the new club and
Brilliant.
going nuts for it?
Brilliant.
I loved it.
Yeah. And the message Sir Alex gave to him as well.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking either 2 or 3. Either 2 or 3. You got to decide for me now.
Yeah, because fan favourites is going to be... There's not going to be a lot more... There's not going to be a lot better fan favourites than... If he's 3, it leaves space for 2 who are higher than Chicharito. Because Chicharito would be high. Maybe even 2. We'll go 3. We'll play safe.
3.
We'll play safe.
Play safe.
Next one, Ander Herrera.
4. He's not ahead of
One of my
Chicharito.
favourite ever players.
Yeah, people love him, and I love him as well.
I don't think he's ahead
I'd
of
say a
Chicharito,
bit below
but-
Chicharito. Yeah, 4. So that's probably about right.
I share a birthday with Ander Herrera. Fun
Oh,
fact.
lovely.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Number 3, Patrice Evra.
2.
2. 2, yeah.
So you got, did you put Herrera 4?
Yeah.
So you got
Chicharito
2,
3.
Chicharito 2, Evra 4, 2.
Herrera 4.
4.
Yeah.
All right.
You could throw us a real
Next
bombshell
one.
now.
Rasmus Højlund. I feel like becoming a bit of fan favourite at
Oh,
the
mate,
moment.
he has become a fan favourite. We can't have him at number 1.
You can't have a number 1 because you have to kind of put him 5, even if you knew it beforehand.
longevity, bro.
But right now, I absolutely adore him.
5.
I absolutely adore him, but he's got to be 5. He's just not been here long enough.
Yeah, but absolutely, we do adore him. But he's a
I
5.
think it's so. I just think it's quite nice how much United fans
Yeah.
like him.
Mate,
It's just quite nice.
What's a big testament to that is that he's in the top 5 already, and he's
Yeah.
only been here 6 or 7 months.
Yeah, he's
Fancy
just
singing "Waiting on a Miracle" for us.
yeah.
Exactly.
Number 1. So this will be who you're doing. Number 1, David Beckham.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well
look
done.
at
Perfect
that.
order.
We've smashed that.
I think you smashed
We've
that.
smashed that.
So
bro.
you had
you
your
smashed
order:
it.
David Beckham,
That's perfect.
Evra, Chicharito, Herrera, Højlund.
That's perfect.
I think you guys have smashed that. To be fair,
Some might say
I don't
we
think
saw the answers before.
I'd have put Herrera second personally. But
Yeah,
that's-
that is a person.
yeah.
Some people.
That
would
was more.
between
That's
them
very
two.
much a personal thing.
That's the
'cause-
biggest debate. That one,
Yeah.
Herrera and
Right.
thing.
Now we're going to rank worst signings.
Bloody
So
hell.
1 is the worst.
We've got to have
5
you
least
should have
worst.
20, bro. 5's not enough. Go on.
First one is Fred.
5.
4, I reckon.
Well, if he puts in some, we've had some awful.
promising
signings.
Fred's been a good server. I think it's got to be a 5, bro.
You know what it is though? I reckon there'll be some. I just got a feeling there's going to be someone on the list who is like better than Fred, but still like not looked at as like a great signing. I would go 4. It's a bit safer for me, but
Do you know what? You're the guest, so I'm going to go with you. But if you ruin this, yeah, because I think Fred
I
could have
love him.
even been a weird kind of cult hero, like fan favorite, just like
Oh,
people
that's
just
Fred.
like him.
He's very
Even though it was
hot and cold. isn't he?
I think he's a good servant, man.
I personally quite liked him.
I would say 5, but we're going to go with your 4.
I'll go 4.
All right.
Next one, Di Maria.
See, bro, this is the problem we're going to start having now.
We're going to go 2.
Di Maria's got to be up there because Alexis Sanchez is going to probably be number 1. Has to. Be.
That's
Anthony.
if that's even
Anthony's
enough
number
to go
1.
on the list.
Anthony's number 1.
But I'm going to say Sanchez is worse than that.
I think
Sanchez was on 450 bags a
I-
week to come from Arsenal. We thought we were robbing them like a Van Persie 2.0, bro.
To this day, I absolutely hate Alexis Sanchez, but I'll still in my opinion on Anthony.
Bro.
I'll still in my
it's dead-
opinion
no,
on Anthony.
I-
You
No,
can't
at
not
least, no, I agree. But at least, we're not even answering the question, that's a different debate. But at least, Alexis Sanchez, bro. Sorry, at least Sanchez, what's his name? Anthony, in his first season, got like 8 goals or something, done all right. Like, Alexis, like, was horrendous, bro.
Come on, we are talking about Di Maria.
So was Anthony, to be fair.
Yeah, true. There might be 1 and 2. But Di Maria.
Di
Well, you
Maria.
put Fred 4th, so 3.
We'll go 3, yeah, just in case.
Because to me,
I
Di
don't know,
Maria would be
I don't
worse
know,
than
2.
Fred. Di Maria is worse signing
Oh,
than Fred.
100%, yeah. I'd
That's
even,
why Fred should have been 5th.
yeah, but
This is what I mean.
we've only had 2 names so
So
far.
are we saying 3 then?
Yeah.
We'll go 3.
Right, number 3, Memphis Depay.
Poor, bro. It's a bad signing.
2.
Work out.
I reckon 2.
No, I think because there's going to be awful ones, I think he's going to have to go 5th because I think there's going to be 2 worse.
You know what, though? I'd honestly say he was worse than Di Maria, because Di Maria, he at least gave us that chip for Leicester.
Didn't Di Maria still get like 10 assists? And
I know, maybe he
seven?
did, but it just and now we don't like him as well because he's telling Hoyland what to do as well. Go away.
And trying to drink like what was he doing at Old Trafford with the beer?
Yeah.
Someone chucked it and he tried to drink it.
Nah, forget Di Maria, man. All right, well we'll go. I think we should go 5.
Yeah, well I will go 5. I'll listen to you this time.
Okay.
5. All right. Wait, so what is it so far? You've got
Memphis 5, Fred 4, Di Maria 3. Sorry, Fred.
So these top 2 of these 2.
Disgraceful, man.
Jadon Sancho.
It's got to go 2. Out of what's left.
2, yeah.
2.
Was he better than Memphis?
Yeah, no, he was better than Memphis for sure. He was better than Memphis.
Not just as a player. I mean, the signing does it.
I think the money makes it a questionable one, but then again, but 30, like I said before, 30 million then was like 30 million then like 50, 60 million now.
Yeah, okay. Well, we've made
the only thing I propose on that is I don't think Sancho ever had a game that Memphis had like that one against Michelin.
Yeah,
which was quality.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Memphis might have had a few more flashes than Sancho, you know.
That's what I'm saying. I think
but
Memphis
overall,
had a few
was it
more
so
moments.
dead?
Obviously,
We were
Sancho
like,
was so far the superior footballer.
Yeah.
But Memphis had his moments.
Yeah, this is
And
Memphis.
where is he now?
Right.
Atletico.
I remember in 2021 you were saying Memphis was better than Grealish, actually.
I loved him.
Yeah.
Also, well, not 2021. I think it was before then. 2021. I think Memphis had died by then.
Yeah.
No, that was when he was at Lyon.
Yeah, it was at Lyon.
No, yeah, that's. I originally I was a big fan of Memphis.
He was wicked.
Back when I was like 16, 15. Last one.
We're gonna have to go 2. Yeah.
This is your number 1 choice then. It's Alexis Sanchez. So well done.
Alexis Sanchez has to be the worst.
I think Alexis Sanchez is the worst.
Pound for pound.
In context,
pound
United
for pound.
signing ever. Yeah.
Pound for pound signing. Like Anthony, don't get me wrong, but at least Anthony's young and he did all right in the first season.
So he still gets something out of it.
He was just all right. Like, don't get me wrong, he's dead, but like, he scored about 8. He scored 8 goals, a couple of assists. Like, it wasn't great.
He's had some good moments, like the Barcelona.
But we, 450 grand a week,
Arsenal.
bro, for what we thought we was getting with Sanchez.
Yeah.
Oh my God, bro. So the guy just came training and said, I want to leave straight away. It was always a horrendous move. One of our worst ever.
Yeah, but I also think Anthony's like the worst footballer I've ever seen at United.
Yeah.
Genuinely, he's that bad.
I think I see you tweet that about 3 times a week.
Yeah, probably.
Genuinely do.
I don't say it enough.
I hear you.
Right, last one.
Go on.
Is iconic games. So obviously number 1 most iconic, number 5 least iconic. First one, Sir Alex Ferguson's final game, the 5-5 draw against West Brom.
I think this is a lower
4
one.
or 5.
Yeah, 4.
I'm gonna say 5.
Yeah, I don't. 5.
We've got a lot of things where
5-5
we've
draw.
won games, big trophy, like 5.
5 goes 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, I've put this one in just for you, Yusuf. The 3-2 win over City where Pogba scored twice.
1.
No,
I'm kidding.
Just say get out.
I knew you'd say that.
Get out,
I'm
bro.
kidding,
You're
man.
never coming back.
I'm kidding. Nah, I'd say 3. Maybe 4 actually, because obviously they went to win the league afterwards. But it's just mad. I was celebrating Pogba's goal. I came back from celebrating. I see him score again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
No, I'd say 4.
I vivividly remember that game so well.
Amazing. I
remember
was
being
in Vegas
2-0 at
then.
half time. You were in Vegas.
Yeah, I couldn't go to the game. I was annoyed. I went there for my 30th birthday. I show my age now. And yeah, I was watching it on a tablet, and I was just like losing 2-0 half time. I think it wasn't it. Yeah, was it 2-0 at half time? I think it was.
It's 2-0 half time.
And it should have been more. Like De Gea was making loads of saves. Sterling couldn't score. There was so many chances they had, and I remember thinking too. I said, "Look at us. Just look at us." Then the comeback just started. That was amazing.
Such different context though. You were in Vegas for your 30th. I was taking a break from GCSE revision.
Oh mate. Not just contrast, just age. Oh, my days. Anyway.
All right, we'll distract you. Next one, talking about age. 1999 UCL semi-final against Juventus. The one where Roy Keane scored.
All right, let's be smart about this, yeah?
I'm going to say, I think a 2, because that game is a ridiculous game, but there could be one of the Champions League finals on there.
The 99 is going to be number 1. It must.
Yeah.
It must.
If it's on the list.
If it's not,
Even
then we may as well just leave. But I was thinking the semi-final, 3, but between the 99 final and maybe the Giggs FA Cup
or
semi-final.
What about Moscow as well though? Because in 2008, I'd say that would be like number 1 ahead of this.
When we won the league in Tottenham and Andy Cole come off the bench to win that. You're saying 2?
I'm saying 2. Because this Roy Keane performance to this day, like we talk about
insane.
it.
All right,
Obviously
2.
It's part of a treble winning season.
2. So what we've got so far, this one 2, the 5-5 is 5th, and the Pogba one is 4th.
Yeah.
So you got 1 and 3 left.
Yeah.
Next one, the 9-0 win against Southampton.
We should have put Pogba ahead of that. Sorry, we should have put Pogba
So
ahead
is
of
that the most iconic
It's
game
in
ever, or
lockdown
is it
as well,
third?
man.
That's
Not
the
even any
third.
fans, bro.
Third.
That's definitely 3rd of what we got, yeah.
You're in that one 3rd. So
And it shouldn't even be 3rd on this
Should be
list.
5th.
So this last one, you've left number 1 free every time, I think.
Yeah, because we know
Yeah.
that the big one's coming, bro. And
This
it's the
last
99
one?
final.
3-1 win against Arsenal. The De Gea game in 2015.
What?
Oh my god.
Did you make this up?
Yeah.
You left our 99... you put us... You put... Wait.
Oh my god, you set us
Dylan,
up.
if you lot think, Dylan should be sin-binned for this, yeah? He's
I
made a
never
list
said-
of our most...
I think he's got to do a forfeit
no,
on camera.
I never said
You've got to do a forfeit.
I never said that the 5 I put on the list would be the 5 most. They're just 5 of them. You've got to rank them in order.
Oh, you did say that, you
I did say that.
bastard, didn't you?
Read the T's and C's.
You did say that. You did say that. It's our fault for just
So,
assuming that the
I mean,
most...
I think that 3-1 win is one of the most iconic games, but that's because that was my first ever United game.
Really?
Yeah.
And you watched it in the Arsenal section.
I was in the Arsenal family section.
Your first
on
ever
my
United
own.
game?
Yeah, was it that game at the Emirates?
Was in 17-18. When was that? 16-17 that game?
in like
17,
2015 or 2016 or something?
No,
yeah.
at the Black
It was
Kit, innit?
2017.
Was it 2017?
That was
Yeah,
a Millie
December
Rock.
Yeah, yeah,
2017.
yeah.
Yeah, that was 16.
I was sat on my own
17.
in the Arsenal end, with both those goals happening like right in front of me.
Oh, that was your first United game?
Yeah, but that was
Oh, the first you
that's
went
late
to?
for me. Yeah, the first game I went to.
Oh,
It's not my
right,
first
right,
ever,
right, right.
like,
Oh, right.
No,
Okay. I was thinking, what?
no, but that's the first one I actually went to go see
Yeah,
live.
yeah.
And at the time, De Gea was one of my favourite players because I was a keeper when I was a
Yeah,
kid,
yeah.
and all them saves happened right in front of me. And I was sat there genuinely just like this.
Yeah, not wanting to get beat
Like I
up.
had like a coat and everything on. I just had it up there. I was laughing into my coat, watching everyone else just
Oh,
like
he was
crying his way
possessed
around
that
me.
day. He was
That was
absolutely
It's
ridiculous.
so funny.
But there you go. I think we've done a decent job, bro.
If we had to reorder it, all right, 99 final would obviously be 1. I'd go ahead and say the City game 2 on this list.
Yeah. It's a big game.
Then
It's a big
Arsenal, then Sir Alex, then the Southampton game. It's crazy.
Well,
We won 9-0 and we didn't even care that much.
Yeah. So obviously, this season United haven't played that many or any really iconic games.
No.
We've discussed this before.
No.
However, the Villa win feels like a little bit of a big turning point. You know, win away from home against Villa just after Arsenal and City lost their back-to-back, and it's our first win away against the current top 9, I think, in God knows how long.
Yeah, it's mad.
But that's a bit of a mixed reaction to the win. I don't know if you want to expand on that a bit, Yusuf.
Yeah, so people were not happy with the performance, probably very valid reasons, but HJO MUFC, obviously we all know him, great creator, even better bloke, shout out H. He tweeted saying, unpopular opinion, we played well, 4-1-4 in mid-block, top-tier box defenders, exceptional on transition, subs were spot on, I can't complain, that's how we win games at these grounds. Sorry if you disagree, but Ten Hag deserves credit for tonight. Control is how some fans value the game, and that is fair enough. We conceded a lot of pressure and chances, but I wasn't panicking, to be honest. I'm happy with how we managed the game, could have done better, we played well. Then he expanded and was basically saying, at grounds like this, you have to win and we won. It's not about style of play necessarily, it's just more about getting there, keeping it solid, winning the game. And, I mean, under Sir Alex, yeah, that is actually how we won at a lot of these grounds. Now, I agree with the premise. I don't think it was a good performance, personally. I thought we were just way too open. Again, there was the issue of the distances to midfield being too large. Our midfielders' dribbled path combined was about 10 to 12 times. And it's because they were actually just covering way too much ground. Because bear in mind, how many big interventions did Casemiro still come up with, and he was dribbled past 4 times.
I agree.
Varane, Maguire, Dalot were just all absolutely, like, they were playing out their skin. Onana had a fantastic game as well. So at these grounds, yeah, you've just got to get the job done sometimes. Sir Alex used to go to Anfield and he would not come out and press Liverpool at Anfield. And why would you? That's a really stupid move.
I agree. I just think you can't, it can't be a one size fits all. So he's saying that, you know, Ten Hag deserves credit for that and we actually played well. Well, Ten Hag deserves credit because we finally won an away game like that, and the changes that he made when he needed to make them, he made, and Scott McTominay came off the bench and won us the game.
Yeah.
And he took off Marcus Rashford, left on Garnacho, so we still had that threat. He made good decisions during the game. For the first 20 minutes, we were really good. We deserved our goal. Then from that until we scored our second, though, That's
mess.
a big problem. That's a big problem. Like, and I said this on the stream, and I was arguing with Steph, who was on our stream. She's like, "I'm sorry, She was basically sort of saying, look, is that where we're at? McTominay saving us off the bench. Like Villa should have scored loads more goals. And essentially, she's right in the bigger context, but within the 96 minutes, it's like like you said, we just have to. There are some games where it doesn't matter how you win, because what we're trying to do and close the gap on Villa, where we would have been 11 points behind them had we lost. That's catastrophic. That's season done, in my opinion.
It's a smash and grab win.
100%.
And as long as that's not what we rely upon, which is obviously the issue that
is that
if we
we
start
do
relying upon it,
exactly.
It's fine, I think.
But that's the issue, like you said. There's so many games where we see that. We concede loads of chances. Ollie Watkins, don't know how he didn't score.
Yeah. Onana was on it though.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what.
I think
Onana
deserves credit for
massive credit.
For at least his league performances in the last 6 weeks, 7 weeks.
Just settled down, hasn't he?
I think he's been really good.
Yeah.
I do not know what happened in the Champions League. Weird.
And some games in the Prem as well.
Yeah, to be fair, a couple games, yeah. But I think overall, actually, Onana's pretty right. And if we kind of just then look forward to the Luton game, again, away from home, United needs to put in a bet. We can't see that again.
We won't see that because of the way Luton play. It's a different type of task. What we can't afford to see against Luton is you're not winning the duels and you don't match the intensity and physicality that they bring.
Yeah, because
anything
Lob
technical,
City Luton,
just go and play.
Lob City Luton, Maguire and Varane are going to be doing overtime in the end.
100%. And we need Varane and
we are
Maguire.
not great. We are not great on set pieces, but in a lot of these big away games, it's all about people talking about possession control. For me, it's more about emotional control, managing the flow of the game. Because when you think about it, right, Goodison Park's a great example. Actually, think it was a cauldron. They were on fire. Their
Just
fans,
got the 10 points
literally
taken
on fire.
off first game, that was.
We killed them in the first few minutes with that Garnacho goal, but then Onana's performance. I wrote about this on District and how he actually really killed the game for us because every single time the ball would come back to him, Everton fans screaming their heads off, encouraging the team to go press. Onana's just slowing it down. He's taking his time. He's almost daring them. Come press me. Come press me. And he's keeping it calm, and it's keeping it calm. That's what we've not had enough of. That's why in the summer people were saying we need a controller in midfield. It's not just about possession control, it's actually about managing the flow of the game. There's this quote by Pep Guardiola on Toni Kroos, which I really like, where he says about how Kroos, he says Tony's a very calm player, very rational player, but in the biggest of moments, players like him are the bravest of players. And I really like that quote because, we give a lot of attention to the players who really step up and carry teams, so to say, with the passion in the big moments. But what about the players who keep it calm, who can keep a level head when no one else has got
And
a
we
level
don't have
head?
enough of that, and we don't see it consistently
Well,
enough. Eric said it in this game. He said, at 1-0 up, we went for goal every time.
Our most composed player is an 18-year-old.
Exactly.
That says it all.
Who was outstanding, by the way, in terms of keeping calm.
Yeah.
Mainu's fantastic at that, and that's the real benefit of having him. We just spawned him in the academy, and he's come in and done a really good job, but we don't have enough calm players. And actually, this is going to get clipped on Twitter. I'm going to get ripped, but I'll take it. This is one of the reasons why I was not so on board with Bruno Fernandes as captain, with no disrespect to him at all. Fantastic player. People really don't realise how good he is, but we all know how emotional he is, and I think as a captain, sometimes you need to learn to keep it calmer. Sometimes he had a decent Villa game. Like, at times, he kept the ball well. At times I thought he lacked a bit of composure, but at times you want the captain to be a bit more level-headed, if you know what I mean. And Bruno, he has his.
He doesn't know anything different, does he? That's him.
100 miles an hour. That's his game, and this is not
the alternative.
Yeah.
I mean,
though.
I always said the only thing that stopped Varane was injuries. I always said if it wasn't for injuries, he would have been the perfect
That's
captain.
a really good shout, actually.
But the injuries are there.
Yeah.
There was no one else.
In an ideal world, maybe not Bruno, but I think he was the best choice for captain.
He was the best choice. At that point when he took it off Maguire, and he'd been being the acting captain the whole time.
De facto captain.
But since he's got the armband, let's be honest, he hasn't been at it. He hasn't been as good as he has been. But yeah.
Well, I don't know what's to do with the captaincy is another thing, but there's a few reasons. But in general, there's just a few things which I don't think he is the ideal captain for Manchester United, even though he is a fantastic player. I think he's more of a guy, you want someone who keeps Bruno in check. It's almost like you think about Real Madrid when Ramos was the captain and everyone was like Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Ramos kept Ronaldo in check.
Keep everything in check. Yeah.
That's the
point.
point.
I can get behind that.
But that's where Dave Brailsford / Ineos get the characters in, mate. We need characters.
That's the thing. We don't have enough of that.
Martinez, to be fair, maybe him. He's a character, but obviously a few injuries at the minute. But just quickly before we finish off, then prediction for Luton.
3-0 United.
Okay.
We won't go without conceding. I'll say 3-1.
I'm saying 3-0 just because I need Højlund to score for my FPL.
Yeah.
I'm in the trenches.
Same.
I'm going to go 2-0 United. Be tough though. Be tough. But I think we match
Luton
them
are
physically.
Luton are actually
They're
quite good fun to
very,
watch.
very good at home. They're so physical. Fans are on top of you. Hostile as shit. It's almost like an FA Cup tie going to a horrible away there.
Like
Luton.
their cup final.
Do you know what I mean? So
With
it's
no
like
disrespect to Luton.
and bro, take the disrep. City went there. Liverpool, struggled. Chelsea struggled. I know they struggled again, but
I mean, they were pretty good against Spurs.
Arsenal struggled. Spurs struggled. Every game, bro.
You know, it's Kenny Road's no joke. Partly, yeah, the atmosphere, but also think about how close the fans are.
That's
to the
what I
pitch.
mean.
That's the same as Goodison Park. You
Yeah.
think like you literally the ball goes off the pitch, the fans are
Right
right
there, bro. So
it's different. To
we
like,
have to manage. It's a whole different type of game than against Villa.
Yeah,
but
or
I
even
think
like
if
the
we
London
match the
Stadium,
intensity,
where West Ham, it's obviously a great ground, but their fans are so far away from the pitch. Luton,
it's
you're
not
like,
intimidating.
they're literally on you.
Yeah, we got to score the first goal.
100%.
And just if we defend set pieces well and match them physically, we'll be okay. If we don't, if we lose duels and give the ball away cheaply and give them chances to just put us under pressure with long balls, we'll be in trouble.
I think again it just goes back to H's point and about my point about keeping solid, but we need to keep more solid than we were against Villa. We were just too open.
Yeah, defo.
As with every guest that we bring on, first time they come on, I'm gonna have to do this at some point as well, aren't I?
Yeah.
Quick fire questions, Top Devil. You've got 2 minutes to answer as many questions correctly as you can about Manchester United, either past or present. Yusuf, are you ready?
Just about, yeah. No pressure.
Right, let's go. In what year was Old Trafford built?
1910.
Correct. Who was the captain of Manchester United during the historic treble-winning season?
Roy Keane.
Correct. The West Stand at Old Trafford is more famously known as what?
Stratford End.
Correct. In how many seasons has Johnny Evans appeared for Manchester United?
I'm going to say 8.
Incorrect, 9.
Oh, so close.
Which player holds the record for most goals at United?
Wayne Rooney.
Correct. Who were United playing when Eric Cantona kung fu kicked a fan?
Crystal Palace.
Well done. Who is United's current number 62?
Amari Forson.
Well done. How much did United buy Ander Herrera for?
Wasn't it 30 million?
29 million. I'm not giving you that. Who was Wazza?
Wayne Rooney.
There you go. Who won the penalty that Marcus Rashford scored in Paris?
Diogo Dalot.
Well done. Who were the 2 players suspended for the 99 final?
David Beckham and Ryan Giggs, wasn't it?
No,
Oh no, Paul Scholes was one of them.
Yeah, Paul Scholes and Roy Keane. I'm not giving you that. Who has scored the most penalties for United?
Rooney?
Ronaldo. Name 3 players who have won the Ballon d'Or while playing for United.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yep.
Bobby Charlton. Dennis Law.
Well done. Name 1 ground that United played at before moving to Old Trafford.
Main Road.
North Road or Bank Street. Who wore the number 5 shirt before Harry Maguire?
Marcus Rojo.
Well done. Who was the only player to win the Golden Boot while playing for United?
The Golden Boot, which one? Like
The European
Premier League?
Golden Boot.
Oh, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Well done. Who was the first ever goal scorer at Old Trafford?
Crap. Not a clue, mate.
You can pass if you want.
Pass.
Joe Spence. How much did Sir Jim Ratcliffe pay for his 25% stake in the club?
1.25 billion.
Correct. Which club has Manchester United played the most games against in the league?
Liverpool.
Arsenal.
Oh wow.
Who wanted Manchester United players to be horny?
Louis van Gaal.
How many loans is there? There you go. That was impressive, Yusuf. You got 13, which beats Flex. You are now the new top devil.
I would be happy. I realised I made a really stupid mistake on the 99 final one because Beckham played the cross for the...
No, don't worry about it. That was by far not the worst mistake I've seen. We've had some stinkers. Right, looking ahead to the summer, it's a bit far away. However, obviously, clubs beforehand, they want to get their targets right. Ineos are looking to get their targets right. And just like we brought a few weeks ago, the exclusive information about Onana, we're now going to be talking about centre-backs. So, Matthijs de Ligt is very much on Ten Hag's radar for the summer.
Of course he is.
Scouts were told to go and watch him from the beginning of the season. However, he isn't actually as rated as a couple of other centre-backs. The club love Silva from, I believe, Benfica, who I know you like, and Jean-Claire Todibo, and are also Frimpong from, I believe, Bayer Leverkusen.
He's right.
He's a
He's a right back,
back.
as like is another defensive option that
Right.
the club are really looking to.
He's good as well.
Yeah.
He's...
For me, the issue with De Ligt now is, and sometimes, you know, players get a bit of a hard bargain because, you know, 1 minute they're the best thing since sliced bread and sometimes they can just be discarded. But I think when he came out of Ajax, he was so highly I remember being linked with him that summer and I was like, this guy, get him.
He was captain at 19.
Exactly, captain at 19. Again, anything from Ajax/Ten Hag, we're like,
Ten Hag scout a new player challenge.
Can we just leave it now? Obviously at Juve, he did all right, but it just wasn't.
Didn't work out.
It wasn't the levels that he should have gone to. Then he's gone to Bayern. You're like, I tell you what, now you're going to see him injuries and it just hasn't felt like he's lived up to that expectation from what he was coming out of Bayern at such a young age and being one of the and best young centre backs in the world. Now I'm not going to just throw him under the bus and say that he's definitely not now. He can't be a good centre half. But I just want to stay clear. And also the way he plays as well. I want someone quicker. I want that real athletic, fast, powerful.
Kind of Varane from 4 years ago.
Yes, I want that prime Varane. I want a Saliba/Gabriel-esque Konate. Do you know, like a proper bully? Like, you're not getting past me. I'm quick along the ground.
Martinez.
Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? I need that, and I don't think De Ligt is that.
You like Silva? Go on, tell us about him.
So I do actually like De Ligt a lot. I have to say that. Like, I wouldn't be unhappy if you signed him. I don't think he's the best fit. Very aggressive. I want someone a bit calm next to Martinez. So my interest in Silva first picked up when I visited Lisbon about a year and a half ago. I watched a Benfica game in person. I watched an 18-year-old Antonio Silva play at centre-back. I was like, this is not an 18-year-old centre-back. Not, because of physicality or anything, maturity. His brain is not an 18-year-old's brain. He is so composed with the ball, without the ball. He's so smart. He can step out and be aggressive when you need him to be, but also he's good at sitting and covering, and that's, especially next to someone like Lisha Martinez, what you want, someone who's got that calmness. He's got real leadership qualities. I think he's a player if we sign him, I could see him being club captain of Manchester United in a few years' time. He's got really good qualities. So about 6'2", he's not a Todibo-esque speedster, but he's not slow. I think people have this idea he's this slow, unphysical centre-back. That couldn't be further from the truth. He's a very powerful player, will match attackers stride for stride, show him, into blind alleys. Very smart defender. He knows how to defend space, knows when to delay, knows when to engage. Really important thing. He's really good in the air, wins everything. In terms of his passing out from the back, he's very good. I'm not surprised United have him so high on the list because at 19, there's just not many centre-backs really on that level.
Profile, young as well, in terms of up and coming. And there's a lot of longevity.
And like you said earlier about the character of players, he has got the character.
Yeah.
And Benfica actually have a good history in terms of producing centre-backs. Obviously, we see Ruben Dias at City, and I think Silva can become a better player than Ruben Dias.
Yeah, I think what's really important for me is looking at Lisandro Martinez, right? And you touched on a couple of points there. That partner has to be correct.
Yeah.
For how he plays, and actually, I'm actually gonna talk about some of Leach's sort of disadvantages as well. Yeah. He needs protection.
He does.
100%.
Like sometimes I think, I've seen United fans do this of course, like we say the butcher and all that. Like he's not like you can leave him 1v1 and like 10 times out of 10 he's going to probably come out with the ball. He's good in the box, getting to things and shutting things down. He's good if you try and play a ball over his shoulder.
His body orientation's very good.
The way he turns his body and the way he moves his body, and if he's got somebody sort of up his arse and he might be running back towards his own byline, he finds a way to sort of turn with the ball and also play out with it instead of just hacking it clear. But physically, he can get in a pickle.
Yeah.
And sometimes that comes from his own doing of being over-aggressive and like almost buying into the butcher thing himself. Like, I'm going to go win this, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. So he needs this is why Varane's a really good partner for him. We just need someone more durable and sort of someone coming up into the prime of their game or can give us their prime later on.
It does feel a little bit like Martinez kind of I don't want to say overcompensates because it sounds kind of condescending, but
but he does though.
You're right.
Yeah,
he does.
And who I like is Everton's Jarrad Brandtway. I think he's a fantastic player.
Take the Haaland thing out from last week because that.
Who doesn't get bullied by Haaland? Let's be honest.
You can get put on your ass.
Even the best are going to have some problems.
Yeah,
with
but
Haaland
he's young. He looks alright.
I know obviously he wasn't on that list we just mentioned, but I think it's going to be. Everton are going to charge so much for him. If United want him, I think United want him, a couple of us do, huh?
Leicester go down.
That's true.
Yeah.
I remember a few seasons
And also
ago
they
I was
might need to
begging
raise
for
money.
Villa to go down so we could get Grealish.
They might really need to raise money, so they might have to lower the price for him a bit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're looking at another thing as well. I like Branthwaite a lot, and I think actually what people say about him is with the ball, like he's all right but not the best. But I also think is how much of that is a factor of the team he plays in.
Yeah.
Because again at Everton and at Ten Hag's Man United, there's different
It's
demands
got to be on the
in terms
ball.
of playing
Exactly.
the ball.
These guys got to be able to play.
He's spent a year at PSV, I believe it was, and he looked pretty good there.
I'm not gonna lie, I like Mark
Gahey
Gahey.
was his
Gahey's
manager,
good.
wasn't
I
he?
like Mark Gahey, bro. Like, I like,
good shout.
I know, like the Elise thing and stuff, and they might have to sell. Like, they're not going to sell too much because they're going to get a new manager. Which, at the time of recording today, I think Roy Hodgson's going to go. But every player's got a price. Anderson's pretty handy as well. But I like Gahey. He's quick. He can play.
Yeah.
He's at the right age. I do
He's
like
got a good
him.
shout at being in the England squad for
Yeah,
as well.
I do like him. So we got options, but what we do know is let's be honest. I think Maguire will stay. I honestly think Maguire will stay. I think Lindelof and Johnny Evans and Varane will leave.
You can get rid of 3 centre backs.
I don't think Varane's going to sign a new deal.
I've got a feeling he will. I've got a feeling Maguire will leave and Varane will sign a new deal.
I was going to say this. I
You
think
think?
Maguire
got a
will.
feeling.
Because I think Ineos will
You
look at
think?
Maguire and think he's a sellable asset. He's an asset, but
I just think Maguire will just say no again. I'm not ready to. I'm gonna
I
go.
don't think Maguire
then-
will have the power to say no this time. I mean, obviously we don't know.
Yeah, of course.
But I think Maguire
So
doesn't
he's not gonna
necessarily
play.
have the power to say no again, like he was able to last summer. Because I think Ineos.
Has he
are
got
just
3
gonna be a
years
lot
left in
more
his deal?
bullish.
2 years in the summer?
I think it's
maybe
about
something like
2. Yeah.
Or has he got 1 year left in the summer? I can't remember.
Even if he is 1, United will have an extension.
Yeah, I think he's got a good couple, and he's
Maybe,
playing all
but
right.
I feel like players like McTominay, Maguire, etc.
Do you know what I think?
will kind of think.
I
sell him
don't
while
think
they're
Varane.
market
I
high
think at
value.
this stage of his career, I don't think he's going to accept like 120 or whatever they're trying to get him down to. Not at this stage of his
I've
career.
never seen Varane as the kind of guy who, not that he doesn't care about it, because obviously everyone cares about money.
Yeah,
but Varane, like you can tell, he loves being at Man United, and he loves.
Till the Saudi come with a bid, bro. We spoke about this last week.
Yeah, we
about
did.
If they come, slap the peas down, bro. He's like, get my family out there. Going to be on 250 grand a week. I'll do 2 years out there. Or they might, if he goes for that money, I could just go back to France or something, go to the family, get back home. I don't know, man. Start every game.
Who knows? No one really knows.
Exactly.
But I think that pretty much rounds up
Yes.
episode 4 of What the Devil. If you enjoyed, please leave a comment and a like. If you didn't enjoy it, please also leave a comment. Let us know if there are anything you want
No,
us
if
to
you didn't
improve.
enjoy it, mate,
Learn to enjoy
get
it.
out of here, mate. Stop hating. How could you not enjoy this? He's being too polite.
Learn to enjoy it. That's
If you don't
simple,
like it, share it with all the other people you think won't enjoy it.
Yeah.
Apart from that, we'll see you next week. Thank you.